What happened to Francis? When did they hit him? Did they hit him last episode?
Do you know what day it is, Mr. Crozier?
First day of the rest of your life.
No.
Oh. Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday.
Sometimes I'm scaring myself.
And make sure he's not harmed again.
He took us a tumble.
Whose boots were those? Fitzjames? JF? James Fitzjames?
We must restore our captain. Surely that is plain. And given we have Hickey's camp outnumbered and outgunned, we can expect to retrieve him without a single man lost.
Just because you have more men and more guns doesn't mean they can't shoot a couple of you.
We've also voted that each man can do as he wishes. We don't force you to come with us.
It's very civil. Very civil.
We also ordered we not leave any man behind. What if I, and anyone here who still feels a pull of loyalty, organize our own rescue party? Edward.
And that's your decision.
What about arms? Who carries them? Tozer. Benson. Armitage.
Maybe you should clean his wounds and not just his cheeks where nothing's wrong. Did you see that? How he kept patting his right cheek even though there's nothing there?
When you return to London, will you deliver this to a girl there? I promised I would get it to her. It belonged to her brother.
Oh, it was the very first guy who died, huh? Right? Ah, I remember now.
I need your help, Doctor.
If ever I was a doctor, I am one no longer.
Which explains why you stopped cleaning his wounds, huh?
I'll deliver it if I can. To whom did it belong? His name was.
He doesn't even remember the name. Well, good luck finding that sister.
Mr. Hickey says I'm not to call you Captain anymore. I'm to take you to him now.
Did he also tell you to not comb your hair? Because it looks like it's in dire need of some combing.
Captain?
Well, 3 cans of mystery meat. That should be enough for a couple of weeks. So you just hang in there. No, the cake.
You hold yourself to the standard of a man you are not, nor should ever have tried to be.
And why have me brought here at all? Great risk to your men.
He doesn't care about the men.
I didn't have anywhere near an equal on this expedition, but you. I wanted to thank you for that. On the eve of what is quite an important day.
What the hell is this all about?
He must be a surpassingly lonely man, Mr. Hickey.
Not for long.
What exactly is he planning? And why did he bring Francis? He didn't answer that question, just so he's not lonely with his big intellect.
I want to try to take some of you back with me when Little and the others arrive. That'll be any time now. Then how can I help? Follow any signal I give you.
Why is he convinced that Little even shows up? He explicitly told him to move on with the man. There's no way to know that he ignored that order. Why did I watch his cleaning routine? Oh, because he's killing himself. Question answered.
Everyone out.
Something's happened.
How would you know? There's no reason to believe that. Of course, yes, I know something did happen, but he can't know that. That's the point. He was just sleeping in his little tent here.
He wasted himself, Mr. Crozier. Piece of glass to the wrist.
He only wanted to die. He could have run out into the hills and starved.
Oh,
But he didn't. He made a gift of himself.
did he poison himself? So that these cannibals would poison themselves when they eat him? That's pretty damn smart. I'm glad he didn't stab his ass. Of course, Hickey's not eating. Are you kidding me?
The Enterprise and Investigator are marvelous ships. He can have every confidence there. Richardson and Ray leave overland in June, and the Plover should be well on her way to join the search from the Pacific end by then as well.
What happened to the private rescue mission? Financed by all those rich people.
Come on, together. God bless our native flag. May heaven's protecting hand still guard our shores.
Well, if that doesn't attract the bear, I don't know what will.
It's here. It's here. Hand me a glass, Max.
Seems like it worked, huh? I knew it. And Hickey probably knew it too. His brilliant intellect foresaw this beast's need for music and art in general. Obviously, that's why it is after these civil men.
Tommy, give me your gun. I'm the best shot here. There's nothing that way, Mr. Hall.
I don't get why Hickey chained up the best shot. Why did he do that?
Sorry, Tom.
Why the hell is he not going for Hickey? Kill that son of a bitch already. Finally! That looks kinda silly. Now he probably chokes on Hickey's corpse. So what exactly killed it? The poison? Can't have been that though. It worked way too fast. I wonder whose face they used to create this bear's head. At least it looks like a human face. Cut off his hand. I don't think he deserved that. I hope she's not feeding him good, sir. The fuck happened here? Did someone do that to him, or did he do it himself?
Selna.
So they were pretty close with her nickname, huh? Silence? Silna? Nowhere. He stays here to live with you guys. So how exactly did he kill him? I didn't quite understand that scene. He pulled that chain for 15 seconds and then Tunbuk died. Didn't really see what was going on there. Everyone but Francis. Follow the rocks. Ah, see, he's still living here. Didn't I even call that in one of the first episodes? That he could move in with them as some kind of last resort? What's this? Is that his kid? And what's that little bump there in front of him? Well, overall, it has been a good show. Wouldn't call it great though. Definitely not perfect. For the most part, it has been just too slow with too little engagement. In general, a slow pace is not too much of a flaw if at the same time interesting, engaging things are happening. For example, you can stretch out a 2-minute dialogue to 5 minutes if the words spoken are meaningful. But with this show I had the feeling that too much stretching was going on without adding additional meaning or without adding additional points of interest. Not sure why I felt like that, but it probably has something to do with the cast and also the setting itself. Because the setting itself didn't really give much room for story. They were just trapped there in the ice and then trapped in that rock desert, and due to that they couldn't really accelerate this story from the outside. All they had was the bear and the dynamics between the characters. Those characters and their dynamics hadn't much to offer either though, I think. A, because I didn't care about most of them, and B, their dynamics were heavily dependent on the setting. So that means that due to the setting, the story was character driven. The characters were only driven by the setting though. Or in other words, it was all about survival in a very small, isolated situation with no input from the outside. And I think 10 episodes were too much for that, which probably explains why there were a couple of scenes outside that small, isolated situation back in London, which in the long run had no effect on the story at all. Except for that one dude showing up in the end asking for Francis' whereabouts. But that was it. The story was pretty much wrapped up at that point already. And that pretty much brings me back to the point I made earlier about stretching it out without adding any big, substantial, meaningful points of interest. Sir John's wife, for example, and her quest for organizing a rescue party. Meaningless. We hardly knew that character, and they didn't even say what happened to that mission. Was she successful or not? I don't know. Apparently it didn't matter. Anyway, I don't mean to criticize the show too much. Like I said, overall it was quite good, but I just think they didn't have enough story to tell.